I'm so excited. We have 2 special stages coming up this year, which are standalone events with huge prizes. I'm gonna tell you about the first and I'll make a video about the second later. The second one, I'm giving away a JZX90 with a bunch of stuff with it, like a GTX 3584 RS from Garrett Turbo and BC Racing Coilovers, and a bunch of other stuff. But the first event we're gonna do is coming up. It's coming up September 22nd and 23rd at the Houston Police Academy. I saw Luke Fink and met him over in Dubai a while back when I was over there with Chelsea Denofa and Matt Field. And we had a great time, spent a couple weeks together, and we were kind of collaborating, coming up with an idea how to do his Drift Challenge Australia and the Lone Star Drift, do something collaborative and how to like create excitement for the drivers. And we came up with the idea of doing like a drifter exchange program. So he sends the winner of his whole series over here. They either got to choose the IDC Drift Championship or the Lone Star Drift Championship. And they just had their whole series end, and the winner, I think it was Dale Campaign, he chose to come drive in Lone Star Drift, which is really exciting. So he's gonna come over here, he's gonna drive one of my cars, I'm gonna provide him with tires, a whole experience where we take him around, do fun stuff. On the flip side of that, one of our Lone Star Drift drivers from this special stage is going to go over to Australia. He's gonna drift at multiple places. He's gonna spend at least a week over there. He's gonna have a fantastic time, and I'm gonna detail what's going on in that right now to make you guys excited and everything else. And the reason we give away these huge trips and huge prizes at Lone Star Drift is because if I give away a huge prize, we know that tons of great drivers are gonna come from around the nation. To detail the trip, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna fly over to the Gold Coast, which is an absolutely beautiful place in Australia to visit. You get to snuggle koalas, you get to pet kangaroos, you get to go to beaches. What else do they have? They have rainforest there. Really cool place. From there, you're gonna meet up with Luke Fink, and he's gonna take you to his private track, which is Archer Field.
Oh, that was fun.
Fuck.
You're gonna drive his thrash car, which is his 350Z that he drives on people's doors with. Amazing driver, world-class driver. You're gonna take a private lesson with him at Archer Field. This guy drives at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Drives at IDC, he's driven at the Red Bull World Drift Challenge down in Long Beach. I don't know like all the things he's done, but he's done tons of amazing events. World-class driver, absolutely rips. You're gonna drive his personal car, and then y'all are gonna load the car up, and you're gonna drive down Byron Bay, see tons of cool sights through Australia, head down to Sydney, probably see the Opera House, see the city of Sydney for a night. Then you're gonna head down to Melbourne, or as they say it, Melbourne, while we were there. From there, you're gonna board an ocean open ferry that takes a whole night to get across. You're gonna go down to Tasmania, and you're going to do their super drift matsuri with the DCA guys. You're gonna drive Luke Fink's personal car. You're gonna thrash it for a whole weekend. Your tires will be provided, the car will be provided, entry fee will be provided, food will be provided, drinks will be provided, traveling will be provided, everything will be provided for the whole week. You're gonna have an amazing experience, drift with tons of world-class drivers. I've been to Australia, they absolutely are amazing drivers with crazy cars and stuff. You're gonna have the time of your life. And then if you want to extend the trip on your own dime and have like, another couple weeks there, you're perfectly welcome to. All you have to do is just tell me and I'll book your flights for whenever you want. Also a bonus, Luke Fink is gonna have space. If you want to take a friend with you and he wants to cover his own trip, you will have extra space with Luke Fink, so you can take an extra person to be a companion to hang out with you so that you're not alone. the Houston Police Academy is a great equalizer of cars. If you bring out an 800 horsepower Pro 2 car, you could absolutely get like knocked out by Patrick Carson or Nick Bierman in the Texas street legal cars. So the track is a great equalizer because of the size, the technical like nature of the track and everything. But you also are just gonna get to do so much rad tandem.
Quit these pretentious things and just punch the clock. These days my life really has no purpose.
Just because there's a competition doesn't mean Texas doesn't have tons of laps. You'll probably get 100 laps at this track. We'll have a hot lapping setup so you won't be sitting in grid all the time. You can stack it up and drift 10 cars deep if you want. Texas loves that stuff. Registration is going to be online for the competition so that we can cap the number of drivers that are going to be in the competition. So we accidentally don't have 100 comp cars and then we can't actually run a smooth competition. Event is gonna be 2 days long. The first day will be half the competition on Saturday. The second day will be the other half of the competition. There'll be plenty of time to practice and everything else and have fun. The entry fee will be $220. Registration for the driving for the comp will be $100 pre-registered, and then you will pay the remainder at the gate. The reason we're doing this is to lock in spots so that everybody gets their spot locked in for the comp. Now to compete, you can have any type of Formula D Pro-Am car across the country, anything that like fits that bill for tech. And you can also have any Texas street legal car that fits the tech for that. So this is an event where you can run a 350Z with no cage, as long as it retains all the door bars and everything else. You can run an E46 BMW without a cage, and you can also run, what else do we allow, Si, for cageless tandem?
Mustang?
Oh, new Mustangs, yeah. I think it's like 2006 and up Mustangs, I think it is, without a cage. Otherwise, all the cars will need full cages with door bars. And what else? You can check the event page for other additional details on that. Registration link will be provided at both the event page and it will also be in the YouTube description. So just click on the description of the YouTube video that you're watching and then go there. I am so excited for this event. I can't wait to drive with everybody. I literally just host these events like this and give away these huge prizes just so that I get to drive with everybody. And if you've watched my video on how to drift in Japan, how much does it cost, you'll understand how expensive it would be to get a car in another country, get plane tickets, get tires, get transportation across the country, have a rental car, have all your food, have all your hotels and everything else booked. For Ebisu, your first trip is typically around $15,000 to $20,000 US. So you can imagine that this is a huge prize and we're super excited to give it away. I'm super excited to give it away. I hope somebody's super excited to win. But even if you don't win, this should be an absolutely fantastic time with amazing comp drivers, everybody there to tandem with. It's gonna be so much fun. It's also 1 week after Formula D Texas, which means I hope there's a bunch of Pro 2 guys and maybe even a couple Pro 1 guys that leave cars behind so they can come drive with us. Because I absolutely want fantastic tandem there. All right, Si, are we done?
Hopefully, yeah.
Oh, come on. You've had to work for 10 minutes here. Literally 10 minutes. How much work do you guys think he does at the events?
Not a lot.
Fun story real quickly. Our other like special events in the past, this car was from one of those events. It's kind of left over. This is my old Comp S13. I had it like back in 2005. It had an SR in it. Later in 2007, I think it was 2007, we put an LS1 in it. It was one of the first LS1 240s ever built, way before kits and stuff were available. And then recently, about 5 years ago, this is the car that Yokoi from MCR Factory and Tezuka from Kids Heart came over and drove. So I think, when did we do that last? 6 years ago?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
It was for the first Tyler Cox Memorial event, I believe. This car was piloted by some of the best drivers in Japan. Absolutely fantastic drivers. It was piloted by Yokoi the same weekend he won Formula D Texas, so that was a really big thing for us. Made me super happy. I have pictures of me hugging him and stuff. We had a great time, great people. This car is like a nostalgic piece of, I guess, our like early special stages that I hosted just to excite people. So I came up with a budget and I was like, what do I want to do to make people excited? So I just brought over D1 drivers. I was like, why don't we just bring D1 drivers to America? We had an amazing time. We did it 3 years in a row?
Yo.
Yeah, because Tezuka came over twice with Yokoi, and then 1 year, the very first year, Yokoi came by himself. So we had 3 years with these guys driving this car and my other car and stuff. So it's so cool that like, whatever I get to think up and makes me excited, we get to execute on, and I really hope other people get excited.
To make the event go as smoothly as possible in the most entertaining way possible, Texas never does qualifying at events. This is to maximize as much fun driving as possible and make the event as exciting as possible, with as much tandem driving as possible, which is the reason most of us enjoy drifting. As this event will have lots of people outside of our normal bracketing system, we will not be using that normal bracketing system. We will instead use a randomized traditional tandem tree which will be populated by a computer algorithm. Everyone will tandem, no one will be left behind on the cutting room floor of qualifying. If for some reason you cannot attend the specific event in the DCA that we are advertising the trip for, you can go on a different trip at a different time to one of their other events. We are here to accommodate the winner and make sure they have a great time, but within reason. Don't be a pain in the ass. Thank you very much for watching this video. I love you.